everyone, and welcome to my craft room. I'm Julianne. My name is Julianne Richards, and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in southern Tasmania. I'm just going to check that my sound is all right. My iPad is picking things up. Just bear with me for a minute. Let's have a look. Make sure that you can hear me. Okay. Yep, you can by the sounds of things. I'll just turn that down. Okay. Today I'm going to do a couple of little projects that I've picked up around the place using the Ornate Thanks stamp set and the Ornate Borders dies. These are all from the Ornate Garden Suite, which is sort of a preview from the next annual catalogue, which is actually available to customers early. Just a bit of a spoiler, a bit of a taster on what's to come in the annual catalogue come June. So yeah, I'm using two elements of it today, the dies and the stamp set, and also using the wonderful Ornate Garden Specialty Designer Series paper, which you can tell I have sort of chopped around a little bit in the course of doing all this and experimenting with it. But it's got some lovely colours. It's quite earthy and quite sort of like, earthy is the word that I would use to describe it. Anyway, so here we go. What I'm going to do is two projects. Hi Vicky, thanks for joining me, and Anita and Elizabeth. Hey Elizabeth. So on two projects. The first one is a card, and the second one is a little Easter gift tag, which I'm actually doing for a purpose, but I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Okay, so let's do the card first. Okay, so the basis of the card, and this is called and someone's going to remind me, the Scrappy Strips technique, which is basically just using scrap pieces of paper to build up some lovely layers. So what I have is one of my normal sized card bases. This one's in basic black. It's 5 3/4 by 8 1/4 inches, scored at the middle. And just to save time, I have already run that through the borders. Sorry, I'm just closing the door to my room. With the border die through on the very edge. So if you just look at the die set that comes, there's lots of lovely things in here. I've picked this one, which is unlike some of the other ones, actually cuts the edge of the paper, which you can see. So you basically just pop that on the edge like that, pop it through your die cutting machine, and you get this beautiful decorative floral border, which I think looks lovely in the black. Hey Brenda and Margie, hey Margie, and Karen and Margaret, thanks for joining me, and thanks for sharing, Margaret. Okay, so yes, I've already run that through the die cut machine, and we've got that beautiful effective border there, which when you close your card, you'll be able to see through it onto the back of the card. Anyway, so I can pop that aside for the moment. Okay, so what I've done, I've already cut my scraps. Now, I suppose if you have lots of scraps of paper, you probably could use those as they came, but I had to actually cut my scraps because I am a little bit fussy about things being symmetrical. I had to make sure that they were all the same shape and size. Okay, that's just me. But yeah, so basically all I've done is cut little scraps of the Designer Series paper that are all just over 3 inches long, and then angled them so that they are exactly 1/2 inch at one end and 3/4 of an inch at the other. So you're working out on your trimmer where you pop them to make that happen. But anyway, that's just me. I like them all the same sort of dimensions. So basically, yeah, so I'll pop all the dimensions on in the comments later, so you don't have to worry about that now. So basically all you're doing is cut those, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those. I'll pop those aside. So I also have another piece of black cardstock, and this is 3 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and it fits pretty much perfectly, and it's a bit difficult with black on black. Fits perfectly into the gap on the front of that card between the beautiful border and the score. So I'm actually going to put my pieces of paper on there to line them up properly. Okay, so we might as well do that. I'll get my glue in. Okay, so you're going to, this beautiful paper has, some sides have just plain on both sides, or non sort of gilt, and the others have some beautiful gold embossing on there. So I'm going to make sure I mix them up and make sure I get a mix of plain paper and gold embossed on my way up. Okay, so you're just basically starting by laying your paper across your little sheet of cardstock, and that's why I've basically made these just over 3 centimetres long, 3 inches long, because I know that this is 3 inches wide, and you do want a little bit of overlap to play with, and we'll trim that off later. So we'll just add some glue just to each of the back of them and just line them up like this. I'm just lining them up. Line this one up with the bottom. You don't have to trim too much off the bottom, and firm it down. And then so what I'm going to do is build up the layers so that the thick end of the next piece lines up with the thin end of the piece before it. So that's the thick end, that's the thin end. So the next one's going to have the thick end on the left hand side. So like that. So I'll just pop a little bit of glue and then line it up, and you leave a small black sort of gap between them, and it just gives it a lovely little sort of highlighting the different segments that you're putting in. So the next one's going to have the thick end to the left. I'll bring in some of the nice gold paper. Actually, I might not do that one there. It's slightly the wrong shape. Just bear with me. Some of these are a little bit shorter than I thought. Anyway, that one's better. So I'll bring him in next. Just leave a tiny little bit of black. Work our way up. Yep, so we're just alternating and leaving a little gap. And the colours just go together so nicely. It's almost like they were meant to be. I'll put this one in next. Put another little really nice, this one's also got some nice gold embossed but white, so so it's sort of like you can use it plain or you can colour it, which is really good. So I've been playing with some colours today on the white and gold, which I'll bring to you a bit later on. So here we go, just layering up, thick end, thin end, thick end, thin end. Not too much glue because it will splurt. Well, it always splurts for me where you don't want it to be. Oh, it does dry clear, so you're okay. I'll bring this one in. Oh, bring this one in now, I think. Oh, that one's going to cause me problems because it's cut exactly the right shape. I might bring that one in after. This one. Probably be a little bit more careful about how you're layering things up when you've got time on your own. Make sure you don't put too many of the same colours together. Let me see. Who else is with us? Roz, hey, thanks for joining me. And yes, so far away. I hope you're okay and all well and not too scary where you are. Okay. So we're all going a little bit stir crazy at the moment. I know I am. Thankfully we have our craft rooms and things like that to keep us sane. Okay, so last one, just at the very top there. Okay, so here we have our layers. So I'll just let you have a little closer look at that. So we've got them sort of alternating between thick end, thin end, thick end, thin end, all the way up to there, within a sort of a fairly reasonably uniform black gap between them. Okay, so what we're going to do is you turn it over, you can see that some of them have gone over the edge. So we're just going to trim those up. So you can use your scissors for that, or you can use your trimmer. I might use my trimmer. I'll just bring it in. I just use my little mini cutter and just line it up and trim them off. That's what I was saying, we're all sheltering in place, as yes we are. Yes, thankfully for crafting and Facebook. I'm actually going to have, my parents are in their late 70s and I haven't seen them. Well, I've seen them through a crack in the door for the last 4 weeks or 3 weeks. So this afternoon or tonight I'm going to get us some takeaway pizza, because thankfully the pizza shops are still working, and I'm going to set up a Facebook FaceTime, and we're all going to sit and eat pizza together. So sort of, because it's about as close as we have to being in the same place. So hopefully my mum will get over her fear of cameras and actually let us see her. Oh, yeah, so hopefully she will. I think times like this, it doesn't matter if you've got a slightly fat face or anything, you just want to see the people you love. Anyway, so there we are. So that's all nice and trimmed there. There you can see the final effect. It's quite nice, isn't it? So basically now it's just popping this one on here, and as you can see now, it makes it a lot easier to see why I've chosen that width, because basically it fits beautifully just there in that little gap between the border and the score. I'm just going to glue that on. And there we are. It does leave you with lots of little sticky bits though all over you. I've had them dropping off me all afternoon since I put this one together. There we are. Yes, it's really hard, isn't it, Roz? Yeah, I sort of keep thinking, what if something happens to them while I'm not there, but then it's probably safer that I'm not. Okay, so I don't know whether that was a glitch in my internet there. So we've got that done there. I'm going to actually put the inside in, because then you'll see the nice highlights that it makes with the border there with the white. So I've got a little panel that would be 4 inches by 5 5/8 to just fit inside. Hey Kathy, thanks for joining me. I'm sorry, I saw you pop up there a while ago. You're staying dry. We've had some rain. Okay, so there with the white in, and then we can see the white through that border, which is really, really nice. Okay, so we left that there. So that's basically our card. I'm going to add just a little stitched rectangle here, and I'm going to bring in the stamp set, the Ornate Thanks stamp set, and I'm going to bring in so this one, I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. Basically you have lots of thank you. It's basically Ornate Thanks, so there's lots of thank you, lots of thank yous, grateful, and then it's all these cute little cursive bits that you can add to it. You know, thank you, my friend. Thank you, so grateful for all your help. Thanks from all of us. So you can basically make just lots and lots of combinations with the one stamp set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a thanks there in this little stitched rectangle. Find a block. Popped all my blocks away. Wasn't very clever. Just a little thanks. I'm just going to do it in black. I think that brings out the black in the card base. Just bring that down a little bit so I can get it in the right place. Forgive the top of my head. One thing that hasn't managed to happen over the last few weeks is getting my hair done. So I'm looking every bit my 54 years of age with my grey hair, but that's okay. Maybe it's a good time to let it go completely, eh? And then I'm going to pop, I've put that just like slightly to the left top of my little square. And then I'm going to bring in one of these extra little ones here. I'm going to bring in the For Everything. So thanks for everything. I've got to find it now. Here it is. There we go. And I'll bring that in down the bottom. I think that moved. Oh, it's not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to pop that just there, just at the bottom there, and I might put it up on some dimensionals. Just a couple. Try and make it straight. All the different angles in this card, it makes it a little bit difficult when you actually want something to be straight. And there we go. There it is. There is our, what do we call it? Scrappy Layers, Scrappy Strips card, which I think is really, really sweet. And I like the way that white shows through. Here's the one I made earlier. And even though they're exactly the same, they're different, which is really good. So it doesn't matter, you can't do two the same, really. They're always going to be different. Okay, so must admit, I got that one from Pinterest. And, you know, everyone's doing it at the moment, but got that particular one from Pinterest. So I took the technique and I decided to make something of my own, something a little bit different. And as I mentioned, I haven't seen my mum and dad for a while. And I wanted to make them something special for Easter because I'm going to go up on Easter Sunday morning and I'm going to drop it on their doorstep. And so what I've done is I've got some of the, here we go, some of the cellophane, gusseted cellophane bags from the current mini catalogue. I think it's in with the Bonanza Buddy Suite. So they're quite sweet. They're a good little size and they have seams down the side so they expand out. So they are actually a very good size little cellophane bag. And you'll see what I fitted into them here. I've made a little Easter egg bundle here with some eggs. I think there's 4 hunting eggs there and some various little solid ones. And I've used the same layering technique but in the shape of an Easter egg as a tag. And then I've put the thanks for all you do on there. And I've used some of the beautiful ribbon that comes with this Ornate Garden Suite. It's Occasion Craze and Old Olive, or I think, yeah, but they go really well together with the colours in the paper. So let's do this one. Okay, so I didn't have an Easter egg shaped die, so I admit that I went onto the internet and I found a template for an Easter egg, which, let's face it, this time of year there's plenty of them around because the kids are colouring them in left, right and centre. So I found a template for an Easter egg and I've just basically cut it out. This one is 4 inches long and I think I made it 3 inches wide, so I just sort of used my printer to print it to the right size and then cut it out in black, basic black cardstock. So I've got a few of those, and I have already again cut my little pieces of scraps, my little intentional scraps, but I've made these ones quite a little bit thinner. They're actually a maximum of half an inch on one end and quarter of an inch on the other, because I wanted them to be sort of have a few more layers, make the thinner layers, so there was more to it. And I've made them all so that they are just longer than the thickest part of my egg. So I think I made them all 3.5 inches long, just so I would have overlap at the edge. Okay, so same thing, I'm just going to layer these up and create a lovely sort of ladder pattern, isn't it really? So I'm just popping some glue on. And lining this one up with the bottom. And again, I will trim. So again, we're going to just get thick end, thin end, all the way up. Don't want to get them too close together with the ones that are same. That's better. I think I've got 9, might be, not quite sure, something like that. We'll count them when we're finished. Just layering up, same sort of thing as we did with the card. Oh. Here we go. Sorry, the glue came out a bit splodgy there. There we go. Just on our way up. Bit too much glue there. This is going to stick to my paper a little bit, but that's all right. Where are we up to? This one. Yep. So I just wanted to say to everybody who's watching, I am having a free online workshop, which I'm holding in conjunction with my good friend Michele Wells, who's from northern Tasmania. So what we're going to do is, there is an event on our page, on both of our pages, we've both got it on there. Just press going to the event, if you can find it. Then I will put you for free access into a private Facebook group, and then on the weekend of the last weekend in April, which I think is the 24th through to the 26th, Michele and I will both go live at various times over the weekend with some projects using the Ornate Garden Suite. Now this is totally free to get into the Facebook page, but we will have some amazing special offers for people who buy using the special host code from the group, from the Facebook group. So you can come and watch the videos for absolutely no charge, but we will have some great offers if you buy something as a result of the workshop. Yeah, so, you know, nothing to lose. Just come along and watch us do some live crafting. We'll spread them out over the day. There should be 4 cards in all. And if you do buy something, we will actually, free of charge, or as a gift, we will send you card kits to make the cards that we have made. So say we make 4 cards. If you buy from us, and there's no limit to what you buy, we will send you the card kits so you can make the cards at home yourselves. So we think that's a nice way of everyone getting their card fix for the month of April, and hopefully getting some great products. So demonstrators, customers, anyone, and you don't have to be in Australia to join the group. So Roz, if you're still watching, if you'd like to join our little Facebook group, that's totally fine. Of course, only Australian customers can actually buy from us and get the rewards, but you know, the more the merrier. Please come along on that weekend and help us out, watch our videos. Okay, so I've put all the layers there. That took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, and I've got the same thing to do at the back. I'm just going to trim them up. Probably would have left it dry for a little bit, but you guys don't want to watch that. So I'll take the plunge. And as I say, you get lots of gluey bits. Should be called scrappy stickies or something rather than scrappy strips. But that's me and my glue. I always have a problem with my glue. Okay, so I'm just trimming. It's a bit tricky because it's all sticking to me. Okay, I should have been concentrating and not talking because I've got glue everywhere. So try and cut it out as smoothly as you can. You can sort of feel the edge of the cardstock with the edge of your scissors. You can sort of feel that you're on the edge of it, so it makes it relatively easy if it wasn't for all the glue. I wonder whether double-sided tape would be a better option. Might try that one next. I'm going to actually make these for my kids as well. My kids are in their 20s, but hey, never too old for Easter, especially because we're all stuck in the house together. There's 5 of us living here at the moment. 3 of us are working from home. One's looking for work and one's studying uni at home, so we're all on each other's I was going to say nerves, but no. Yeah, pretty close at the moment, which is good. Okay, so there we are. I've cut out the egg shape, so we have the shape of our Easter egg. How's that? You like that? Oh, my fingers are so sticky. Anyway, all good. So we just finished this one off. What I'm going to do is, how did I finish the other one off? Okay, I'm going to grab some white. Oh, I don't think I did this bit. I'm going to grab some white cardstock from somewhere. Here's some. I'm going to grab the thanks stamp, which I've popped back. So this time I'm going to actually stamp them in, I'm going to stamp them in some complementary colours. I'm going to do the thanks in Old Olive, which I can, if I can find it. There we go. I'm going to get the thanks in Old Olive. And for all you do is what I use with the other one, so I better use the same, because one will be for Mum and one will be for Dad, and if Dad doesn't get the same sentiment, I'm sure he'll sulk. No, he probably won't, but anyway, you know what I mean. The same. Got to treat them the same. For all you do is up here, and I'm going to do that in terracotta tile, which was one of the feature colours in the designer series paper, and it's a lovely colour too. So for all you do in terracotta tile. Yep. And then I'm just going to trim those into just plain little squares, rectangles, nothing fancy. What will I use? Here's my trimmer. Did anyone manage to get their trimmer during celebration? It was one of the highlights of it, I think. I do use mine quite a lot, just for little stuff like this. And you don't want to get your big paper cutter out. Okay, so we'll do that. It's got a good grid on it, so you can line everything up, try and get it as straight as possible. So there I've got a thanks. And for all you do. And I'm just going to pop those on dimensionals as well. Just little ones. Got them here somewhere, didn't I? It's got big ones, that'll do. Just one on both ends. Who else have we got that I didn't see? Kathy, hey. Lisa, yeah, hi Lisa. And Chrissy Ann, hey. I've been loving your little puzzles you've been putting, Chrissy Ann. I've been stealing them from my workmates with the movie titles and things. They have been absolutely wonderful. Because we're all working from home, we have to keep an eye on each other. And so when I have meetings, we have a little movie quiz. And those little quizzes have been really, really handy. So thank you for those. I noticed you put another one there today or yesterday with horror movies, so we'll give that one a go next week. Okay, so that one. use a hole punch. We could use a very small circle punch. I'm going to punch a hole in the top so I can run the ribbon through. Just position that there. Now I've got 2 lengths of the ribbon. I'm going to run them through together because I love the double. I think they go really nicely together. So I'll just put them like that, halfway. Oh, I haven't punched my hole yet. Where's my punch? This is just a plain old punch from, I think, when one of the kids was at school. Everyone's got a hole punch in their drawer, I'm sure. Just punch it, not too far, not too close to the top, but about there. There we go. Can you see that? Then I'm going to string the ribbon through. Well, I'm sorry, Lisa. Maybe I'm a little bit. Oh no, I'm pretty close to my phone. Apologies if you're finding it. Maybe I was muttering a little bit there. Is it better now that I'm talking up a little bit? I do sort of start to mutter after a while. Apologies with that. Hopefully you are seeing what I'm doing rather than listening to me. I hate my voice on recordings. Okay, so I've just looped that through. Actually, probably, sorry about that. I haven't shown you what I've done there. Basically, all I've done is halved the ribbon, folded it in half, popped it through the hole back to front, and then through that little loop, thread the rest of the ribbon back through from the top to the bottom. So, I don't know. I think there's a proper yachty term for that sort of slip knotty sort of thing. So there, you see we've got it there, like rabbit ears really, aren't they? Okay, so there, and I'll bring in my dad's Easter eggs. Isn't it funny? I'm giving my parents Easter eggs. It's like we swap, isn't it, after a certain time? Our parents become the children and we become the grown-ups. Would never let us hear me say that. Okay, so I'm going to just knot them at the back just to secure them a little bit, put them in the right place like that, and then because I want my bow at the front, I'll just bring it forward again and I'll put my bow at the front. There's no point having the bow at the back, I don't think. You won't be able to see it. Or you could just leave it like that. That's quite sweet actually, isn't it? Just loose like that. But anyway, I'll do a bow. You guys all need a giggle on a Saturday afternoon with me and my bows. There we go. There we are. It's not too bad. And I'll just sort of splay the 2 bows apart a little bit, just so you can see both colours. And there we are. That's for my dad. So I've got one for my mum and one for my dad. There they are. So hopefully they'll enjoy those rather than just hoeing straight into the chocolates. They'll actually appreciate the tag. But anyway, as I say, I'm going to make some for my kids as well. I might make them slightly smaller. You know, make the template a little bit smaller. Anyway, so there we are. So I've used our strip technique, our scrap technique for 2 projects now. These beautiful cards, which I'm just really taken with those. I think they're lovely. And our little Easter gift tags. There we are. So, thanks for watching everyone. Wow, 18. That's probably the most I've ever had. Thanks for watching. Please share. Please consider coming to our event on the last weekend of April. It would be lovely to see you all. And as I say, entry to the group is free, so just come along and support us. And you know, if you do buy something, use the host code, and we will send you the card kits and a little something as well, a little surprise. Okay, so thanks for joining me, everyone. Thanks, Elizabeth. I'll catch you later, love, when this is all over. Thanks, Roz. Thanks for take care from far away, and everyone else who's watched. Thanks very much. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all next time. Okay, bye.